Good morrow, my quixotic comrades. This is Cavalier here, and today we'll be covering a heroic deck to beat Skelesaurus Hex, not Rexed. That's ridiculous! Why would I do that? Quick note, I don't know if it's just me or not, but don't put a period here, because if you do that, for some reason the deck becomes unusable and unmoddable, and you have to rebuild it a whole bunch of times, because I'm stupid. I don't know why. I don't know. My Grim deck has a period in it, but somehow, no, whatever. Anyway, moving on. So, oh man, this might be the single most frustrating, maybe not thing I've ever done in a game, but it's definitely the most frustrating thing I've ever done in Hearthstone. Outside of maybe the first time I dealt with like a stall mage. But even looking back, I just didn't know any better. This was goddamn awful because of that stupid fucking hero power. This is a basic mill rogue. I know that's the standard mill rogue. There's no preparation. If you have it, for the love of God, use preparation. It's so helpful. But it is an epic, so I didn't want to include it. Basically, God, this encounter was so annoying to me. It took me, hell, I'm gonna say it probably took me 3 hours overall worth of stuff to do, and that's really all there is to say about it. Basically, what you're going to want to mulligan hard for are like, well, not really hard. It's a pretty loose opening hand. You're going to want to do like, you want to hold on to backstabs, maybe deadly poison. Getting cold light early can be good, but it's just kind of ends up being what they play and what they don't play. Their hero power makes it so they can drop a Molten Giant on turn 1, and if that's the case, well, concede and start over. That's just the reality of it. Otherwise, it's just like playing any other mill rogue. You want to use Vanish to destroy minions by filling their hand and then vanishing them away. That'll kill them off. The big threats that you know are coming are, I think there's at least one of each. I don't know if they have more than one legendary, but there's at least one King Crush, which is the 8/8 charge for 9 mana. There's at least one Gazrilla, which is a 6/9 for 7 mana, I think 7 mana, and every time it takes damage, it doubles its attack. So you want to try to get rid of those as quickly as possible. You want to try to burn them, or you want to destroy them with Vanish, or if you want to sub in some Assassinates, maybe take a Fan of Knives out for an Assassinate, that's fine. Burgle's an interesting card, because maybe it's for all the heroic bosses, I don't know, I've never really used it. You play it for 3 mana and you get 2 coins, so it's essentially costs 1 mana, but the reason why it's so good in this case is so much stuff in Rogue is combo driven. Maybe not necessarily this one, but the stuff that is, like Eviscerate, you can use a coin, it costs 0 mana, and now you've got your combo, which is fucking wonderful. What else? SI7 agents, awesome for that. Oh, I actually have 2 Assassinates in here, so don't sub-assassinate in for Fan of Knives. Do what you have to do. Like I said, preparation is probably the biggest one. I would definitely give up a Fan of Knives for at least 1 preparation. Otherwise, you kind of have to play it by ear, and this is definitely not an easy deck to play for beginners, but it is the most effective one that I've found. Even though I'm going to say each match takes, even a loss takes 15 to 20 minutes, so you're going to take a long time trying to get these out, but that's neither here nor there. I found it usually was effective to put 1 gang up on a Cold Light and 1 gang up on an Antique Heal bot, just because late game you're going to need that 16 health. Bran is also wonderful. Again, it's kind of hard to determine whether or not to play him early or not. Sometimes you can get away with it, sometimes you can't. You're just gonna have to play around with it, see how it feels. You'll get a vibe basically of, all right, they're probably gonna skip over him because he's so low attack. They don't really seem to prioritize him that much. But if you have, like, say it's turn 4 and you have what's a good one to do? Turn 4 and you have a Cold Light, 1 Shadow Step, and Bran. Turn 3 even. Play Bran. If he lives, he probably will. Do Cold Light and then Shadow Step the Cold Light, and then you've got right there 8 cards that get drawn. So you'll burn a little bit doing that, but you get what I'm saying. If you don't know how to do a Mill Rogue, I'm not here to teach you how to do a Mill Rogue. I certainly don't know how to do it that well. It's a new deck for me. There's plenty of resources online that you can find. But yeah, so those are your big ones. Backstab, Deadly Poison, and then maybe a Cold Light or something like that. SI7's also pretty good. Deathlord pretty good too. Anyway, guys, let's go ahead and cut here and get to the gameplay. Okay, so again, you want to hold on to. I think I hold on to Sap and Deadly Poison. I should. Okay, hold on to everything. All right. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes the early Cold Light can work. Sometimes not so much. It's really a coin flip. As I said, you're probably not going to have. You're not going to play any cards turn 1 or turn 2. Hopefully they don't either. Usually they'll win jousts, I've found, but this time they fucking didn't. So that's a lot of luck there too. This basically, of all of them, this is the most luck dependent challenge, and it seems to be that way for more than just me. Let's go ahead and. I want to backstab here. I think I backstab the gadgets and maybe not. No, yeah, I hold on to it for something better. Right, I remember what happens. You want to hold on to something better, something like that. That's a big one to hit. Honestly, either of those would have been a great target to hit. So yeah, it's a good thing I held on to that backstab. So right now, I'm definitely gonna backstab. I'm figuring, you know what, if we go ahead and start milling them early, let's go ahead and do that, you know what I mean, if we can. So I think I go ahead and Cold Light Oracle here. At the very least, it kills off the Raptor, or it kills off 2 of their Web Spinner and their Gadgets in. But then I drew into that, so it was all good. Again, don't play with hopes that that'll happen, because you have a very low chance. There's only 2 of those in there. And I have like 24 cards left, something like that, so 1 in 12, not a very good chance. Although you do it twice, so I guess it's 1 in 6, but still, it's not super. It's not a super smart play. So luckily, so far, you'll see that they haven't dropped any big minions really. That's super awesome. They have 8 cards in their hand, so I figured, you know what? Let's go ahead and start milling them as much as we can. This combo is going to draw 4 cards, obviously, which still is fine for me, because I'm not going to burn any, but they're going to burn 2 at least, just 2. But they're also, one of the real big things about this is they're going to burn their next draw card, but then they're also going to, before they do anything, they hero power, so they're not going to get a hero power out of it. And that's probably the biggest key to success, if there is one, is you want to make it so that their hero power doesn't actually do anything. You know what I mean? You'll see here in a second. I end turn. Cav end turn. You can take the damage. It's fine. So they burn that, but then you'll notice that they didn't add any to their hand when they did their ancient power, and that's great because, just as a general rule, that's a good thing. That's also good too. It can be. So that's either Dart Trap, Snake Trap, or Bear Trap. You want it to be Snake Trap because then you can fill their hand with a bunch of fucking stupid ass snakes, which is pretty badass. You'll see they skipped over Bran, just like I said they would. I don't think we'd be quite that lucky with Cold Light. I think they'll usually take out Cold Light because it's so low health. But Bran, they seem to not really give a shit about. But yeah, you want it to be Snake Trap so that when you vanish or something like that, it fills their hand with a bunch of useless snakes. And hopefully defeats a lot of other kind of nasty stuff. Right, Deathlord's good here. That was, again, a pretty lucky draw. I think I might drop a Cold Light here. That seems like the play I would make. Oh no, I just destroy that. No, I don't destroy it. Okay, fair enough. Looking back on it now, I probably would have went ahead and played Cold Light again there. Is that the second one they've gotten from that? That's crazy. Oh, yeah. That's pretty awesome. Alright, so now, what do we do? I think we go ahead and mill him again here. I'm sorry if this doesn't sound like it's terribly good gameplay, but, or rather good commentary. It's just, Mill Rogue is such an arduous task in the first place. It's fun, but it's such an arduous task, and then this encounter made it so very much worse. What do I do here? Oh, I go ahead and take his ass out. Yep. There's that.
Here we go.
Alright, it's not Snake Trap. That probably would have been bad in that case because they could take out both my minions pretty easily. Just gonna do Cold Lights. Let's burn a couple of their cards. Ooh, excuse me. You didn't need Sprint this time, but it's good to have just in case you do. And it's also okay to burn Fan of Knives just to cycle and get to draw a card essentially. I'm not actually sure if I do that or not. No, I don't. Okay. And then I don't attack face. And the reason I don't attack face is because there's a chance I actually fuck up right there. There's a chance I shouldn't have hero powered or attack face because it was either Dart Trap or that's a good one to burn. It was either Dart Trap or it was Bear Trap. And Bear Trap I couldn't have taken anything out. And Dart Trap hits something, and it just so happens it hit probably the worst thing on the board. It would have been best if it hit my face, which sounds ridiculous, but it's the case. This is what Assassinate's good for. So that's Gazrillo, don't have to worry about. Unless, of course, I get it in their Unstable Portal, which would suck. What do you do here, Cav? I think I just go face and re-equip Dagger. You don't need to make crazy plays. You don't need some sort of board with Mill Road, because you've got that Vanish. You can clear board immediately for only 6 mana. It's not super imperative. So just go ahead and hold on to cards when you can, especially if they're vital cards. You don't want to sprint at this point because we're kind of in a battle. We're pretty close on which cards we have, or how many cards we have, I should say. Okay. To be honest, I can't even think of what I do right here. As ridiculous as that sounds. I think I might attack face and vanish. This is tough looking back on it. Or do I... You know, I might actually eviscerate and take that double sword of the face. And basically I'm just hoping for anti-heal bot at this point. You gotta get that clutch heal bot, bruh. Actually, no, I could do Fan of Knives. I could do Fan of Knives, Eviscerate. And then what? Not really much after that. Oh, man. I really wish that they would do a thing like when you hover over their hand, it shows you how many cards they have in the deck. Oh, man, what a lucky draw. Wow, okay, so that actually might have been a saving grace right there. So now we kill off the Devil Sword, then we play the SI7, take out the Snow Chugger. Man! That Bran and that Death Lord. Just putting in work. And again, I don't want to attack, face just on the off chance that it's a Bear Trap. I haven't seen one at this point. I've seen one Dart Trap. I don't know how many of each they have, so I'm just trying to play it careful. So that might be the first real major problem besides Gazrillo that they've played. And then they play another one. That's a pretty big problem too, back to back. Now the Death Lord's good though. Oh man. I'm watching this and being impressed with myself now, like holy crap, I got incredibly lucky. Just all the way around. The nice thing about Vanish effects too is that Ancestral Spirit and all that comes up and sort of fucks you by keeping a bunch of their minions on the board. Vanish gets rid of all that. It's pretty badass. If you do Vanish and end up killing the Savannah High Main because of it, that will still trigger the hyenas that come afterwards. So you should definitely play around that. Also, one of the nice things about Vanish, now I'm thinking about it too, or Sap for that matter, is if something came from an Ancient Power, or Unstable Portal or whatever, so let's say like, That's ancient power, not a silver portal. Yeah, it's ancient power. So let's say they drop like something nuts, like a fucking, I don't know, a molten giant, alright, on turn 1. And if you just so happen to have sap, when you put it back in, it'll be a normal. It won't go back to having 0 mana. It'll be the normal 20 molten giant with the effect of, for every damage your hero's taken, blah, 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 all that crap. So it's a nice thing to do. Sometimes you have to do Vanish and use it. You have to use Vanish not as a thing to destroy, but as something to what's the word I'm trying to think of here? To to remove effects. Holy crap, that was terrible. Yeah. Okay, that's a pretty good play, I think. That's concerning. Now I'm okay with them doing that because I'm probably gonna vanish next turn anyway. So. Alright, that's a pretty clutch heal bot too. Unfortunately, you can't play Healbot and Vanish, so... Now, I was just wondering why the hell I did that, but I guess I couldn't get through the Booty Bay Bodyguard, so there was no reason, if I didn't have to, there was no reason to kill off Bran and the Deathlord. And now I essentially heal my Deathlord for 7 health, and my Bran for 3 health, which is pretty badass.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
And the idea there was, hopefully you can't kill Bran again, hopefully they'll go over top of it. And I can play anti-heal bot. So that was pretty awesome that they dropped Malagos when they did, especially since I don't think they really have any spells to speak of. So yeah. This is what I was talking about. This is that cool interaction where you can just fucking heal like nuts with an anti-heal bot. I think I should go ahead and gang up an anti-heal bot here too. That's what I would do. Is Future Cav right? Holy crap, this is such a long episode. Oh man, we still got 5 minutes left, guys. What was I doing there? I think I was thinking, I don't know what the hell I was thinking there. I was thinking, well, hopefully they got like a Dragonhawk Rider or some shit like that. And I want to go ahead and burn this just because in case I draw a Cold Light, I think I have 6 cards left. There's a pretty good chance I draw a Cold Light here. 5 cards. I want to be able to draw effectively. Alright, that's fine. Still haven't drawn either sap, I don't think, so that's nice. Alright, so that was a pretty clutch Cold Light. So now, what's going to happen is... I'm going to do a Cold Light, right? That's going to give me 2. And then another 2.
I'm out of cards.
Didn't realize I'd be out of cards right there. That kind of scared the shit out of me. Let's go ahead and shuffle those back in. That'll give me 3. I think right now probably the best thing would be to gang those up again. Yeah. So I guess I never did gang up my anti-heal bot, did I? Well, that's fine. It's good. So if you get to late game, you're doing okay on health. It's better to do a double gang up on a.
This guy's toast.
I'm gonna go ahead and trade my Deathlord here because I know they don't have any more minions in their deck. It's good if you're up a couple of cards. It's good for burst damage to go ahead and do both gang ups on a Cold Light. If not, if you're kind of mid game and you're kind of not sure what you're doing, that's when I would do the heal bot gang up. Yeah, that's fine. That's pretty rough. Luckily, he hit that thing, so I don't know what the hell happened there. It could have hit face, and that would have been a pretty big deal. Well, maybe not the biggest deal. Alright, so this part I'm fairly certain this is the last turn, and I'm really thinking. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, if I've got 4 cards, or I have, I'm definitely gonna get Cold Lights, because that's all I have in my deck right now from the 2 gang ups. And if I do 2 Cold Light attacks, alright, if I draw 2 Cold Lights, that's going to draw 8 cards. So, that's a factorial 8. So that's 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is 6, plus 4, which is 10, plus 5, which is 15, plus 6, which is 21, plus 7, which is 28, plus 8, which is 36. So, wow, now that I look at it, I was only 1 over lethal. Holy shit, that's nuts. But I want to be sure that, so you can draw right now, you can tie. If you kill yourself by burning, that will fuck you over. And I think I end up figuring out that I'm only going to draw 2 cards, which is 3 damage, or maybe 3, or sorry, I'm going to fatigue 2 cards, not 3. Yeah, so I'm going to take 6 damage, which is no big deal. But yeah, this is how Milrogue victories occur. It's annoying and it takes forever. And what I just did there was I tried to attack with my brand. If your characters can no longer attack, that means that somebody or both of you died. And, oh no. Oh, they fatigued once, so they were actually, I was exact lethal, and then there was that extra 9 for a nice little BM. So, at this point, you've tried this many times. I'm sure you got incredibly lucky on your first try. Go ahead and fucking high-five yourself, because the rest of the wing is coming, and this is the hardest one, undoubtedly, out of the entire group. Reform Unleashed looks pretty gnarly too, but it's not as bad as you might think. The next worst one is probably still Sentinel, which is going to be next in the series. And actually next in my recording here for the voiceover. So anyway, I'll see you in that video, and until then, take care. Huffer, please.
Please, Huffer.
Huffer, I need you! I need you, Huffer! Fuck! Fuck! Oh, Huffer, you dick! Huffer is such a dick! What's going on? I'm trying to indicate with my mouse, even though it doesn't work like that. That's Ryan! Yeah, I'm not really sure if this is before or after. I think it's a little bit after the first one. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ. Let's start out with this bullshit. Oh! Oh, God!
Job's done.